The wildest radio show on the net. It's the BlackTop.
So the question is,
yes,
what makes a guy too nice to date?
You know, I don't think there is a too nice. I think there is just you're not a fit. You know what I mean? So I am equal opportunity over here. We are dating them all. Okay, we don't even know what you don't know. You know what I mean? So the only thing I've incorporated in my dating lately is stop turning red flags green. Okay, if it's a red flag, we're leaving at the first one. We don't care about potential. I don't like that, and I'm done with that. Okay, but as far as some things that could be annoying, which again, I told you I'm not turning red flags green. So I just recently told a guy after I was texting him, and he was saying like he didn't want to work, and I was like, I don't think we're a fit.
Period.
I don't think we're a fit. And he did not like that. And he continued to text. And I was like, I just don't think this is a fit. I think we should just continue to move on and enjoy our lives. And I wish you the best. You've been great up until the work part. And he continued to text for the next 3 days. Mm-hmm. And he said, I think you have a wall up. And I said, I think you're not hearing me. Because this is not a fit. We are not connected. It's not a wall. It is not a mesh. So that was annoying because he just didn't take the hint. You know what I mean? So I feel like there are some other situations in life where women feel like they have to continually engage, or they'll continue to talk about the man and say, oh, he's annoying, he gets on my nerves, versus, hey, bro, you're not a fit.
One, right.
You're not a fit. Stop wasting my new man's time because you're in the way, okay? So that, continually saying things or trying to reach out when the girl ain't it. And don't get me wrong, women do it as well. But I don't think there's a too nice. I think there's a miscommunication. I think there is a you ain't it. And people try to make it it.
It kind of sounds like it's a fine line between too nice and pressed.
Pressed.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
pressed, thirsty.
Because there are women out here who
there are women who do. Yeah.
You're such a good guy and this, that, and the third. And I wouldn't do you like that. And then you
but see, I'm not your teacher. Like I don't need to like you.
But hold on. But y'all gotta go back. Hey, look, for everybody listening, y'all gotta go back to our. There's a previous episode from like season 2. Uh-huh. And we were talking about this, and it's like I hear y'all, but I hear y'all. Mm-hmm. Y'all not. So remember the conversation we had about women who want you to be a little bit forward, and you're trying to be a gentleman,
right?
And it's trying to find out when you need to be the gentleman and when you need to be forward.
Trying to find that balance.
And the connection, and I feel like in 2021, people just got to state what they want, right? Like it can't be a mind reading.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you want to do this? Do you want that? Do you want a serious relationship? Do you want to fuck? Do you not? Like, let's be forward with this. Like, tell me what you're trying to do.
Right.
I'm going to tell you what I'm trying to do, and then we can move forward from here. Mm-hmm. If you don't want to do that, go elsewhere. If you do, let's move forward. And so when it comes to being a nice guy, I think the issue is a lot of times when you don't want to fuck something up, you fuck something up.
Talk to him.
So women always talk, men always want to have sex. They always talk about sex. And then you can literally talk yourself out of sex. Like, I've done it. Like, I've been on a date and the girl's sending you signals and you just don't see them because you're trying so hard not to be that guy.
Trying to be respectful.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can literally talk, maneuver yourself in a situation where she like, does he even like me?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I slid over a little bit. Yeah. I opened myself up a little bit and you just trying to do what you hear women say they want. And end up not really keeping it natural. Instead of just being natural and going with the flow and really feeling the room and kind of understanding what's going on, you're focusing on not fucking up. And you actually fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I feel like if people know exactly what they're looking for or what the person they're talking to is looking for, they can just be honest. Like, I'm not that person.
You know,
I can give you that. I can't give you that.
You definitely got to be yourself. Like, that's super key. And like, I've been in that situation too before, like dating and trying to, is he gonna, like, I don't even enter dates like that anymore. We're going out to eat. Okay, I'm going to get something great to eat tonight, and I'm going to vibe with him. Like, if it's not a vibe, now mind you, me and the previous guy, we were texting, so I was able to cut off initially there and stop. If we're out at dinner, I'm not gonna be like, red flag, I need to leave. Like, I'm gonna enjoy the evening, but I have no problem saying, I'm not sure if this is gonna go any further. I'm not gonna disrespect you or be rude or I don't like his vibe. I'm not rude, but I'm not into wasting time either. So I feel like a lot of people, that whole too nice thing.
Yeah.
I feel like they playing games. Like you're letting it go a little bit further, because real talk, how much attention do you want? Like, how much did you get on that too nice spectrum to where you?
I mean, I feel like there is a real thing to it. Like, I know guys, the Poindexters of the world, that look at Mike raised his hand. Like, they are people that you call the nerds, the dweebs, the Dungeons and Dragons guys, the video game
Steve
dudes.
Urkel,
They are a little socially awkward. So when they go on dates or when they go out with, the opposite sex or the same sex, whoever they're dating, they're a little different, right?
Right.
And it comes off as you just being nice because you don't know what to do, what to say, how to be charming, how to be, have that charisma like myself, just
right.
Everybody don't have that, because if you're not in a social setting all the time, it's awkward, right?
It is, but again, it kind of goes back to like, what do you want? Like, generally, if you don't want anything, and I think this is where a lot of people have issue, if you don't necessarily want anything from someone else, it's super easy to just vibe. Hey, how was your day? How was your week? What's going on? When you think you're being courted, or you want a marriage, or I don't want to, like you said, I don't want to mess this up. Like, not realizing that if you really don't like the way he eats his food, like, sis, you got to acknowledge that. You can't, like, you're checking out on certain areas because you're trying to get to the next step. What does the next thing look like, though? I want to see what it could. Baby, do you even like that? Like, so you got to know what your intention is out the gate.
The thing for some of us men, right? If we see potential in you, as far as certain things we take notice of. You always ask me, well, how did you know? You like, when you know, right? At that point, we switching on the nice guy, right? We trying to be a little bit of the nice guy because we want to keep you.
And that's where the fault comes.
But if we,
you, bro, like, so who's the liar here? Like, what do we?
But if we want them draws, we being a whole asshole out there.
That's the thing too, and I think that's where some people get hurt. Where like, you want the draws, and she wants a husband. Like, so here you are acting and pretending to get to like home base, and like she's trying to like build a picket fence around the park, like. And then
all right, so we have a whole model here, right?
Right.
Come on,
Lex.
model.
Yeah.
All right, so let's put you on the spot, Lex. All right, Lex. So look.
Lex, let us know.
Yeah.
So me and Mike are men, so we can be honest with this. As a man, in the proximity of someone like yourself, how we look at you, because they talk about first impressions are big, right?
Right.
So I'm in the presence of a model.
Right.
We on a date.
Yes, you are.
I do not want to fuck this up, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I do not want to fuck this up. So I'm like, pulling your I do a lot of this stuff anyway, but I'm being extra with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
See, that's what,
I might pull your chair out, but I'm over there taking a napkin, wiping the crumbs off your seat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Put
Like,
my blazer over it.
yeah. You
in the water.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You cold, take my jacket off, give it to you, and all that stuff. See, if you was a girl, the next door neighbor type chick, then I would tell you before hey, it's gonna be a little chilly tonight. Don't be cute. You better bring a jacket because you're not getting mine. But when you out with a model, you like, shit, you can have my jacket, my shirt.
I think that's the mess up right there. Your priorities on how you want to treat the woman with potential are off.
But it's not about how it should be. I'm just talking about how men think in general, right?
Right.
And I get that.
But on your side, Lex, what does that good guy treatment appeal to you?
Actually, I actually like sweet guys. I actually like them overly sweet. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I like roses and I like good morning text.
Talk your shit.
Rose
I
petals.
like all of that. Like, show me you care so I can reciprocate that. Like,
A lot.
just let me know. But I will say that you can overdo it. Like, for an example, like if there is a puddle on the ground, I do not need you to take your jacket off and lay it on. Like, that's OD. But opening up
where's that gonna go now?
Right, like now what happens?
But that's a good jacket. That's a goddamn good
Saying
jacket.
though, like,
Velvet.
but you can open my car door for me, so that way I can reach over and open your car door for
Talk
you.
your shit.
So
I'm gonna
like
press the
you,
unlock, but
you
yeah.
can, yes, you can do that for me. I do not mind. You can definitely pull out my seat for me, so that way I can get the napkin unfolded for you. It's like I'm a hopeless romantic. I
reciprocation for
am.
me,
It is
too.
the
I
reciprocation.
ain't never had my napkin opened up now. Hold on. Now.
I am a hopeless romantic.
So-
and
So question.
You
So
got wrong females up here. So y'all wanted somebody to be like, oh nah, cause he be
exactly.
Nah.
That's exactly.
So question. Like, what influenced you to be that way? Like, was it the way you were raised, or things you saw maybe a male figure do, or what influenced you to appreciate the nice guy?
I honestly think that my dad got me to appreciate that. When I was in like the 4th, 5th grade, one of those, 4th grade or 6th grade, one of those. It was like adolescence. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
He took me on our first date, and we went to go see The Incredibles because they had just came out, and I love anime, and I am a child, so it had just
Okay.
came out, and we went to go see The Incredibles, and then after that we went to Applebee's, and my dad opened the door for me and then told me this is what a man is supposed to do for you. And then we walked inside the restaurant. You know, he's opening the doors and he's putting the napkin down and he's
That's
doing
lit.
this. My dad showed me what a man was supposed to do when we go out on a date. So I don't expect less. I just don't
Yeah.
expect
So
less.
many people are missing that though from our community.
Yep.
The dads doing stuff.
Yep.
Like, it's the dads being present in general, but
Yep.
that's crazy.
I mean, I've seen that from my dad as well.
So hold on, we got Lex's man in the building. Hey, big dog. So she opened the napkins for you, though. Open the napkins. She opened the napkins for you on the table and stuff, bro. Okay.
That's all right. That is all
Like,
right,
no, man,
brother.
she is capping. I have never seen no napkin. I'll just play.
Open my door, I open your door. Come on now, that is.
But like for real,
I ain't never had
though,
nobody open my napkin. I ain't gonna lie to you.
dating can be a successful situation. I think it's
Absolutely.
really the intention. What did they say online? I'm interested to know what they said.
Okay, well, here's some of the answers. Again, the question, ladies and gentlemen that's listening, is what makes a man too nice to date? Shout out to Asia C, who says, constantly contacting me all day, every day, not even waiting for a reply.
Wow.
Thirsty.
So, okay, if you're trying to get to know someone, and I would think, okay, like Worldwide said a couple weeks ago, he who finds a wife finds a good thing, right? And women want to feel wanted, am I right?
Yes, we do.
But how do we even try to make you feel that way if contacting you is such a problem?
So, okay, this goes back to kind of like what Carlos just said as far as allowing the man to just be in his space and contact you and be, you know, like to provide. You have to pay attention to who she is. So like me, I am busy, okay? If you're not conscious enough to see that maybe I don't have time to respond to your text all day long, maybe you shouldn't send 6. So it comes to the point where it's like, it's not even that I don't like you, like it's frustrating now because I'm trying to work and or get things done and or, you know what I mean, or network, and you're in the
when
way
you,
of that.
So when you do get to the phone to see it, you like, God, leave.
God, leave,
too
just-
much.
Give me a sec. Like, only person I expect to text me like that is like my son, because he's impatient and he's young.
Mom, what's
Right,
going
Mom,
on?
I'm hungry. Like, you're impatient and you're young.
When he hit you with the, so obviously you ain't got time to hit me back. Like that don't be, yeah, it can be kind
Red
of crazy.
flag.
I get that all the time, even from my mom. Like, as an entrepreneur, all of us at this table are entrepreneurs. We understand, like, you got a lot of stuff going on. We
Absolutely.
doing promos, making flyers. I'm doing this. I'm doing
going
videos.
live,
I'm doing
I'm-
here. I'm riding my bike. I'm on kayaks.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so when you finally get a chance to sit down or pull a car over, or, you know what I'm saying?
Look at my phone
look
for
at
me.
the phone.
Because I'm looking at the phone for everything else.
Correct,
right
exactly.
now.
Because it's a private time, right? It's
Yeah.
a business side to your phone, and then it's a private side.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, let me get down and read this stuff. And then they on there ranting about.
Like, bro. First of all, I wasn't even up yet. Or whatever. Like,
But
be
why is the
mindful.
good guy even a thing? I feel like there is no version of the good girl, right? I feel like there is no. We always talk about the good guy never winning, right?
Yep.
And I feel like there is that's not a saying as far as women. So it's almost as if all
Well,
women
Sierra
are
and
good.
Russell. Sierra and Russell, I feel like they're they're probably the closest thing to a quote unquote good guy, good girl, finding each other, even though we all, they had their initial mess ups, like they got it together on this second end. How y'all feeling about that? Is she not a good girl?
But who bagged her first though?
Of course,
The bad guy.
Okay, well, who bagged Russell first?
Future
Like,
bagged
what
her
we
first
talking
though.
about?
That's what I'm saying. It's so
We
crazy.
make mistakes.
It's so
Golly.
crazy. But then I'm not gonna, because first of all, Sierra is Sierra.
Oh, of course.
But he didn't get Sierra with no child, fresh Sierra,
See, now, wait a minute. Now,
Like,
okay.
I'm not saying
I hear what you-
that. I would take Sierra the way she is right now, too. I'm just saying.
She been through some things.
But Russell
What way
Wilson,
is she? Wait a minute.
in the words of Kevin Samuels, Russell Wilson is the highest level of man out there. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So,
Is
like,
he though?
Facts.
like
He had a first relationship,
a strong Christian man. He's where everybody, quote unquote, wants
Well,
a strong
God-fearing.
Christian man, God fearing. He's very successful. You
Yep.
can't make much more money than him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
$200 million, and then
He's giving back to his community.
exactly.
He's a
Is it
business,
like a
him
person?
by
Okay.
himself.
And he has to. I'm not saying he has to, but he was chosen second.
So was she. He was married before.
I'm just.
Nice guys finish last.
But on the flip of that, oh man.
Go ahead.
It's just tough. I guess from being a good guy all my life, I feel myself slowly transitioning into a badass.
But
like,
time out though. What do you consider a good guy?
well, we should start the
I was
conversation with
smiling
that.
since sixth grade.
I mean, because I just, huh?
See, she
You've
know
been
me since
smiling since seventh grade.
she
baby,
knew
when
me
I
since
met
middle
you.
school. So like,
that's
I feel like mannerism, reputation. I like that. Being considerate, not rude, respectful.
And
Gentlemen.
he knows how to do like man stuff. Like y'all haulers. There's men out here who don't even know how to plug in stuff. Like for real.
That's facts.
This is real life, you know.
Just a general good guy. But see, the bad guy, none of those characteristics like are needed to fit that job title as the bad guy. Like then you talk about swag with the bad guy. We're talking about
Image.
The way he wears clothes, the way that the belt sink a little bit on the left side, the way he rock his hat to the
Yeah.
I don't know.
That,
He
that's the
talks
good guy.
tough.
When we talk about the good guy, we don't even mention that with the
But
good
see,
guy.
That, like what we talked about before, that is subjective. Like that
Yes, it
depends
is.
on the woman. Like
Yes, it
what does
does.
she want? Maybe you just choose the wrong women.
I feel like you looking for just models, bro. Like there are female. Huh? I don't know what's happening. I'm just saying. There's
Talk
some
your
real,
shit.
There's some real women out here. I mean, with the things that you're saying.
Correct.
just saying.
Correct. So that's a conversation. That's like a side conversation off this
Possibly.
conversation. So on Instagram, I asked women. I said,
on Instagram.
"Do you honestly have?" No. This is last week. On Instagram, I asked women, "Do you honestly have shallow qualities you look for that could be holding you back from being single?
That's a
being in a
real
relationship,
question.
right?" And so one girl said hers, because you gotta be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Hers was height. So she said she required a man to be over 6 feet. I said, now the average man is not 6 feet. So you literally eliminated 75% of men.
That's real.
You eliminate 75% of men based off height qualifications.
Miss Kevin Hart.
Not because of the smile or the manners or the being respectful or knowing how to treat a woman, you eliminate all these good men, the good guy, because of height. Yeah. So I think we all have a little bit of shallowness. If you be honest with yourself, we all have a little bit of shallowness in us.
True.
Yeah.
You need a girl with ass. Yeah. That could eliminate all the flat ass girls.
Yes, you do.
It could be a lot of flat ass girls that could treat you like a fucking king.
And listen, and just because she ain't got no booty, you upset, and now you done missed
Correct.
out.
She might have everything. You might have everything else. But because you decide that you need ass, that's, you know what I'm saying? So I think we all have some type of
ambition.
shallow.
Like there's some real qualities that people overlook. Y'all going for ass versus ambition. You need to stop
and
it.
then different women going for swag.
Listen, because I don't care what you got on.
It's
women talking about swag so much. That shit is whack.
Are you clean? Like, because he could have swag, but he wear that Gucci pants for 3
every
days.
day.
Like, right. Same clothes.
He got
4 days
J's,
straight.
but he still got a GRTC bus pass. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, y'all better pay attention.
The cleanest man walking.
Go ahead.
Oh, I did want to say that, like I said, that that whole like good guy, bad guy thing. That's all subjective. But for me, what makes a guy too nice is they're not assertive enough. Like they're not aggressive enough. Like I need just for me. I need for my man to have a backbone. Like I have to, and it got to be stronger than mine. So I think it's just
so like in certain situations, right? Like I had a guy once who I told him I like crab cakes. Shout out to that guy. And when we went out to eat, he looked up the menu before we got there, and then he ordered for me. Like that's an assertiveness I need.
Absolutely.
I need that in my life because
sexy.
I could have ordered it myself, but I make so many other amazing decisions all day long. He already knew. I know what you want, babe.
So that made you that decision made you a little bit warm down south.
Yes, it did. Absolutely did. Okay, but yeah. That's a decision. That's an assertive decision versus put this on. Like there are levels to this. You see what I'm saying?
But what if his swag was off though?
Lord.
I'm just saying because
I could, for that decision making.
Me and Mike know about this stuff, man. It's
for
real.
that decision making skill, I would have made. And he wasn't the swaggiest dude. I'll go ahead and say that. But that decision making skill sealed the deal for me.
Set you off.
That was set me off.
So
he knew what I wanted.
Kind of being a leader. He's a leader. He stepped up and just made the order for you and took charge of the situation.
So it's interesting y'all say that, right? Because it's a lady named shout out to Kalina Jones who says on Facebook, I don't think it's them being too nice. I think it's the lack of chemistry. I can't speak for other women, but a man that I'm interested in and attached to could never be too nice. Recently, I had a man pursue me that I just wasn't interested in romantically. It had nothing to do with how nice he was. He just didn't do it for me physically.
He wasn't it.
So we ain't talking about that part yet.
It's a no for me. But that now some women they won't like him physically, but he is so nice, so she continues to engage for meals, for rides, for things, and that's being used. So yeah, I think it goes both ways.
It's just,
and that sucks. So imagine, okay, so this.
But that's why you got to say no at the first red flag. Like if he's really not it, like when you define your man that you want or your partner, you got to leave.
There is no first red flag. You talking about sex? That's hopefully that's not the first red flag.
About sex.
The answer was like she didn't want. She just didn't want him romantically.
But that's the first red flag. I'm not attracted to you physically. Mentally, spiritually, emotionally, because I got to like you in several ways to have sex with you. Now, some people are just looking at physical. If you're just looking at the outside, you're already losing. Like it's an inside job. So but that's just me.
It's an inside job. I like that.
It is though. Like
put that on a t-shirt.
If your spirit ain't right on the inside, like you gonna have some. We be talking about these soul ties and stuff. Like, is that person depressed? Is that person off? Is that person got some skewed perspective?
But see, even with that backbone thing, right? And you mentioned the guy that, said, I'm going to go ahead and order this for you. But then down the line, that could be the dude that whoop your ass, you know what I'm saying? Like versus, somebody who say, well, what do you like to eat? Just trying to get to know you. That is the quote unquote nice guy.
You're too assertive.
He may have a backbone, but it may not be in the aspect of maybe not ordering food for you. But if somebody came and fuck with you, he's standing up and like, look, you need to carry your ass home. You know what I'm saying? He's your protector, that type of backbone. So, I mean, I think my question is, the women is like, when, I feel like a lot of men have a backbone, but when do we show that? You know what I'm saying? Like, when is it authorized for us to show you our tough side?
When it's
quote
comfortable
unquote?
for you, like it has to be.
Well,
it has to be something innate. Like you have to know when it's. And I'm not. This isn't even the mind reading you were talking about earlier. But you should know based on the female you're dealing with. Okay, she may allow me to order her food.
the modern woman
Talk to him.
does a lot of shit on their own,
Woo.
right? You got a lot of single parent moms. You have women now who make more money than men.
Very successful.
You have women who are super educated. You have women who are so used to doing everything on their own that they, on those first few dates, you is not ordering for them. Because they are already, you got women.
Who told you that?
You got women they got strict diets. You know,
Who told you that,
they doing
though?
fitness now.
That's what you
They
believe.
vegan. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you believe, though.
No, I know.
But let's be real,
I
though.
know.
Is ordering for a woman your aesthetic? Because now you're trying to do something
No.
I told you that this man was able to do on
No.
a first date and capable of doing and did.
Y'all had a
Is
good
that your
connection.
aesthetic?
Y'all had a good connection.
We did.
That
have
was a rare
connection.
situation.
But it was rare, right? But because he's not here now. But in that moment,
And look, and that didn't even work for him. So that's my point.
It worked for him in that moment. It didn't work for us long term. But see, this goes back to, and we were talking about this earlier. This is why you have to enjoy your non-romantic relationships, because I think so many people get skewed into what's the next step. I want to be with him. I want long term. I want to get married. Instead of
I can agree with that.
enjoyed that
Okay.
night that
I
we
can
went
agree with
out.
that. I can
I
agree with that.
enjoyed the night that we had dinner. It worked for him there. He wasn't a long-term person for me.
Just
But that
enjoying the
doesn't mean
moment.
that dinner wasn't successful. You see, I'm still talking about it today. What is this? I told that was 2 years ago.
Hey man, shout out to your homeboy. Even though you ain't make it, even though you're at home lonely right now with
But you
lotion
made an
beside your
impression.
bed, you made it.
You made an
that
impression.
Night, that night, bro.
Bro, he did. He made an impression. But that's why, again, we have to enjoy those non-romantic
And
relationships.
he did that
to know
same
what
thing
we
on his
do
next
want
date and got
don't
cussed
want.
out. He ordered for his next
He
date and got
might have.
cussed
I
out.
don't know. It worked for me because it's just one less thing I had to decide.
Yeah.
I was here for. He was listening. He paid attention and shows his attentiveness.
But see, that's the thing too, because I keep doing this thing. I like this. I understand that.
Sorry, it's made out of do-rag, but go ahead.
But what I wanted to say is that with that whole ordering the food situation, they spoke for a minute before he was just able to do
Correct,
that.
exactly.
Obviously,
Okay,
they
okay.
had a connection, and they were on the phone. They were texting, "Hey, your food is like this, and your food is like that." Okay, so in his mind, he already know. Okay, I know she likes so and so, so and so. She's gonna love this. I'm gonna order that.
Correct.
So it's
I
not
like
that.
that.
It's not that. You just automatically don't know what this girl like. No, it's crazy. Why would you even think like that? Right. But after the initial, we're on the phone texting and talking, he done ordered from you.
I think that's also attractive on the other end because I've had that before, even with my my close friends and stuff. Like, it's good for somebody pays attention and knows you. So, even if I go out with my homeboys and I'm like, yo, I'm about to go to the bathroom. The waitress comes, asks for everybody drinks, and I come back and they know I want lemonade, right? So I come back and lemonade's right. I'm like,
Good looking out.
because they know,
Right.
they pay attention to that. When your people that you engage with, pay attention to small things like that, it goes a long way.
Yeah.
You imagine coming back and everybody drinking something and you like,
You just got your water,
y'all
bro.
ain't give me nothing, bro.
You got your water,
That's
bro.
what we doing. Y'all been my friends for 15
You
years.
just got you some water, bro.
And I've been in relationships like that. I didn't know what you want. How long we been talking? I get the same thing every time. You know what I'm saying? So I do understand how stuff like that can get you kind of excited or feel appreciated.
Right. So, shout out to Miss Tierra Lanier, who says, when they conform to be what I want, that makes them too nice of a guy to date. Like, a guy will see that I like kids, anime, and Waffle House, and they act like they love those things too, but then down the line, they don't.
They don't. Oh my God. So
Faking.
men,
Faking.
women, everybody listening to this, get your notepads out.
Talk
All right. Everybody that's watching this on YouTube on the replay next week, save this video.
Oh, man.
Now, there are men out here who are players. And they ain't from the Himalayas. They from They from Saturn somewhere, and they have Marine sniper patience.
Marine sniper, huh?
So they can sit for a long time.
Yep.
And if you tell them too much, you can say, I like to run.
Yep.
I listen to Natalie Cole.
Yep.
And Waffle House is my favorite place.
Yep.
This man will memorize the Waffle House menu, go home, listen to all the Natalie Cole stuff, and become a big fan also.
Yep.
And be a fitness instructor, get certified and everything. Just so he can spend time and act like he likes the things that you like. All in effort to do one thing, get the draw.
Absolutely.
And so what's crazy about it is
I'm sick.
Put them on game.
being a
Note to self.
knowing players.
Uh-huh.
And before, back in my younger days, I was out there.
I'm sorry.
Usually these kind of guys have people they entertain on the side, right? So they can be patient with you. I can be patient with you because I'm
Yep.
getting sex from somewhere else.
Yep.
So I can wait 6 months, 8 months, 10 months. They're going to get what they want. And they're going to, because you told them everything about yourself and what you like and what you love, they can play that role for as long as
Sure
they
will.
need to, because
have
there are
mercy.
other scallywags out here that's giving them the satisfaction they need when it comes to sex.
Yep.
I feel like I just got
And
Derek
so
Jackson.
this is why there's a lot of women out here that are scorned, a lot of hurt women out here because they felt like he was that guy.
Yep.
Like he gave me everything I want. He said the right things. He was this, he was that, and he was this.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he got what he wanted, you
Flip the
finally
switch.
got the real side of him.
I just hit the flip.
But it's a lot of men out here like that.
Lord, y'all men, there's a lot of Derek Jacksons out here.
Yeah.
Correct. Marine sniper patient.
It was
And
patience for me.
this is why I don't recommend that question being on like the first date of what happened between you and your ex, because now this man is going to pay attention to everything you just said about your ex
And don't be that.
and try to be opposite of that, even though that may not even be him for real.
He might be exactly what you just described your ex to be.
He would
Exactly.
never show it.
Yep.
But like, of course, we've been dating a while. Like, I just date. With this point, I just want to see everything I like. What I don't like, I'm forever evolving. So then when they be like, "What's your favorite color?" I like all the colors. I like them all.
Pick one.
Rainbow. We just, because we just
Rainbow.
enjoying who we are. Like, for real though. Like, I'm forever evolving. So like all that. I thought you said you like lemonade. I might change. I don't know. I like it in this moment. You know what I mean? There are some favorites, don't get me wrong, but you'll find those out eventually.
I feel like dates you have to separate good guy, bad guy, just be girl and guy, right?
Be in the moment.
I feel like a lot of times you have to I'm an active guy. I'm an outdoors guy. I like to do a lot of active stuff. I feel like you can eliminate the good guy, bad guy stuff because we can talk, but we're also doing something on our date. So versus us just sitting face to face talking, I feel like we can talk too much.
Yeah.
At the
Yeah,
beginning,
you can.
We need to kind of enjoy each other, and you can talk a little bit, but don't. We not. Why? I don't have to be like Dr.
Like
Phil.
quiz.
I shouldn't be Dr. Phil on our first date.
No.
Like getting that deep in our first date.
We should be talking about bowling, your favorite food.
Yeah, let's have fun.
You like
Let's go
sports.
out. We can laugh and joke, and
Right.
every day I'll learn a little bit more about you.
Right.
Because if I learn too much,
There's no reason to go out again. What are we?
and that's why I feel like you talking about not enjoying the moment. You can kind of go too far ahead. You already think about sex or the next
what's it gonna be?
stage.
What we gonna do?
Or,
How you gonna
or what
pose?
are we and all
How
that
you gonna
stuff.
pose? Wait a minute. Get dessert first. Like,
Once you tell me too much, I feel like we go together. You know what I'm saying? You want to tell me about your last two exes, your job you own and where your job you came from, and then
Right.
your mama, she cooked cakes on Sunday, and I know all this stuff. I'm like, you my girl now.
we go together today.
We can learn each other, but over time.
Yeah.
And so I don't have to concentrate on being the good guy or the bad guy. We can bowl, and we can talk a little bit, and then we can bowl.
Yeah, like
You know what
I'm
I'm saying?
completely bad at sports and stuff, bowling, pool, but I want to go do it though, cause I just want to.
Yeah, just go out there and have a good
wanna
time.
enjoy,
And that's good for the man because he's not gonna lose.
I want you to win, bro.
Because I'm a terrible date with stuff like
I'm
that.
here to enjoy. I
If you good, I'm gonna be mad as hell.
Knock yourself out, bro. I'm here to cheer for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, win, okay? I'm here to enjoy the vibes. So you have to know what you want when you're going out, period.
But shout out to all the good guys out there, man.
Shout out to all the good girls.
That been shot down.
Right. So if you're not committing or giving the nice guy a chance, is there such thing as the bad guy? Is there such thing as that? Is there such thing as a bad guy?
The fun.
Sound like a red flag to me.
The fun, over the top, dangerous, like.
So wait.
Edgy.
Why would I even be out? Like, why would I be out with it? I don't.
So a nice guy is boring, but a bad guy is
Nice
fun?
guys.
You
Like-
tell us. You tell us.
Nice
like-
guys can be adventurous. I'm sitting here like, is there a definition?
I'm trying
now?
to figure this
Like
out.
a street dude, a thug,
I mean,
a whole nigga.
Get to
out
it, Mike.
here.
Get to it, Mike.
have to
Nah,
sell drugs
nigga,
to
a
have
whole
fun.
nigga out.
Yeah, a whole
You
nigga
gotta sell
out here.
drugs to have fun. I mean, what are
Right,
you
like,
talking about?
do you have to sell
Because
drugs in
going
order
to
to be a
work is
bad guy?
adventurous,
Like, how
okay?
does that
Like-
work?
I'm gonna share a personal story with you.
Please.
Okay, because I've nice guyed my way out of an opportunity. Okay,
I wanna
so
hear this.
I was dating this girl one time. Okay, this is before you broke. All right,
I'm about to say. You
this
better
was
clarify
way
these
before. But
timelines.
shout out to the bougie bartender. Hey boo, but at one time before in my young age, all right, I was dating this girl. Now I fucked up because I took her to the movies on the first date. You don't do that, right?
Don't.
Because you can't even talk in the movie theater. But anyways, so I brought the girl flowers. She comes out of the car, walks towards me. You know, she's dressed really nice. She looks at the flowers and look at me, and she's like, "Why did you get me those?"
Red flag. See? Mm-mm.
I said, "Well, I'm just doing something nice. You know what I'm saying? Just to say thank you for letting me take you out to a movie." She was like, "Yeah, just I don't really like flowers like that." Now,
Red flag.
some women will probably even fake it. You know, just be like, "Oh, thank you," and they'll put them in the car, and then when it's time to go, they might throw them over the side of the highway. But so that was strike one, right?
Yeah.
Strike two was sitting in the movie theater, and she's sitting beside me. Now, of course, in the movie theater, you share armrests. So instead of me hogging the armrest, I lightly grab her hand and I wrap it around my arm. Right? I'm not holding hands with her because we ain't there yet. You know what I'm saying? But we sharing. She snatches it away. Now, at this point, I'm embarrassed because there's white people in here. It's Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Like, they probably think I'm whooping your ass, okay? So now I'm offended, okay? I'm damn near tearing up in here. And so I'm like, well, what is wrong? Did I hurt you or something? She's like, no. I don't do that. Like, that's stupid. Strike two. Strike three came when we had dinner that night. We went to Denny's. I don't know why I persisted on going to dinner with her after all that, but
Right.
I was young.
Yeah. 'cause
So
you gotta go home.
I'm trying to get to know why she's acting like this. So I thought maybe we have a conversation over the meal, just to try to get to know why she like this. Man, she I had this thing where I let the woman sit down first before I sit down. She said, "Well, why don't you just have a seat? Like, we're both here to eat." That's stupid. Strike three. I'm already out mentally. So now I'm gonna order my food. So the waiter came to the table and was like, "Yeah, will this be one check or two checks?" I said, "Two." She said, "Well, why wouldn't you say one?" I said, "No, that's stupid." So then,
She acted her way out of that situation.
Yes, you did.
so the next day, she said, well, she called me and she said, "Yeah, I want to apologize about last night. You know, this was bad, you know, but like, you don't have no type of hood in you." And I said, what are you talking about? She was like, "Well, I just like my man with some hood, and that's exciting to me. So I got to act like a whole nigga out here in order to keep you, quote
No, you
unquote,
don't have to.
excited."
You don't have to act like that. She won't end.
But I feel like that's a good thing to know that on a first date, because then you could cut it right there instead of wasting your
Absolutely.
time
First
with
red
multiple
flag.
dates. I feel like I do want to get to know you to that level on the first date.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that way
You're not
there's there's no attachments. I might feel a little weird about it, but I can move on accordingly.
Right.
Yeah.
And after that, like, it affected me because I had been single for a while before I got in a relationship I'm in now. So now I'm just like, okay, well, women don't appreciate flowers.
That
or
woman did.
Right. It was that one, but off of that, it was like, I'm done.
I'm sitting here like Denny's and flowers, like, come through. Yeah.
I was
Denny's.
done.
Yeah.
So now I'm being the bad guy out here. Now I'm sitting here being a whole asshole, evil, me. I ain't give a
so
fuck.
you turned to Carlos. You gonna be just the bad guy?
Yeah. Because it was just like the effort that I was willing to put in.
Just for her?
It was rejected.
That one person
Where did you
made
meet
you
her?
become
But
an
but it wasn't just her. It was multiple people after that too. As
Correct.
well.
So that's like the bad club syndrome thing. Talk about with the guys.
Yeah.
That it's always one or two girls in the club that don't know how to turn down people, right?
Right.
And so you have a guy. I got friends who had one bad experience in the club like that and never been back to the club.
Yep.
Like they trying to dance with a girl, and she's like, "No, get away from me," like kind of like, and he's like
Embarrassed
and
Yep.
like will never go out again. And so it's that same type of thing on a date. Like if you get an experience, like somebody tell you that you're not hood enough, that could be traumatizing for real. Like you,
and then you young.
yeah.
So it's like,
then you like transform. He can go left from there. He can like go home and start sagging. You know what I'm saying? Getting goals in his mouth. Like you don't know like what kind of impact you have. Women got impact on men. Mm-hmm. My son just turned 5, but he was 4 years old at the time, and you know your best friends, you call him uncle, like this Uncle Ben or whatever. So his daughter is 7, and I told Carlos, who's on the porch, I said, Carlos, show me your muscles, and he did a little 4-year-old flex. The girl, 7 years old, you don't got no muscles. Now, y'all laughing. My son was hurt. He folded his arms up and started pouting. And he said, "You are mean." And the whole day he kept saying, "It's like, Daddy, do I have muscles?" And like women don't know the impact they have on men.
Yep.
He was 4 years old. So imagine it's the same impact.
Yep.
If you're a 35-year-old man in the club and you felt when you walked into the club that
absolutely not. I'm gonna cut you off. Absolutely not. No, that little girl was 7. I am not gonna let you do that to her. Kids are mean.
No, but like I said, there are mean women out here.
No.
Yes.
Okay, so we have to. Okay, so that was
you ain't got no. Let you do that.
That was a different situation of association, but at the same time, I need y'all men to look at what, because you can choose now the women that we're not. I don't know if you just stop and talk to the first women that's around you. There are women that will lift you up like the kings you are. Where are you? Like you have to.
But how many of those
women, though,
are out here?
We have to look at ourselves after a man does. Whether he ghosts you, whether he does whatever, you have to look at yourself after a while.
But looking for a woman like, before you go, looking for a woman like that is literally playing Russian roulette.
Well, now time out. But how many? We cannot act like you don't know somebody that's like this. So what we're not going to do is act like you don't know girls that be like evil.
Just mean for no reason.
Correct.
Okay,
exactly. Okay, they
I know
exist.
like that. That just mean.
And it'll be one bad experience. It'll be one bad experience like that for a man.
I have seen women
that
like
will
that
make him not entertain certain things because of that.
Same with the women.
And you ever had a guy, you're a model, you know. You be like, why is he just staring at me? Not gonna say nothing to me? Mm-hmm. Like some people are so intimidated because of a situation that happened, might have been years ago, that they don't even have the guts to walk across the room and look at you or talk to you. They gotta stare at you because they feel like this is the closest I'm gonna get to you.
Right.
Is looking at you from across the room.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like what we're identifying here is that men and women both have some insecurities.
Absolutely.
Men and women both maybe pursue things that they don't even need to really pursue.
Okay.
And
absolutely.
there are some additional shallow qualities that we need to overlook. And we maybe need to engage in other fashions and facets to get to know people.
And also, it's a form of PTSD when it comes to dating.
Absolutely, I can understand that. I can understand that.
Like
I can understand that. But that, but there's, there may be the girl who's not as pretty or the girl who's not as audacious or don't have her lashes done or whatever that you're just overlooking because you may want a certain type of person. I mean,
I do agree though. That is, I think Mike do got a point. You can have PTSD from dating.
Yes.
Yeah.
sure,
I think
you definitely can.
And that's just me. Just this is an example for me. But I was married to my daughter's father.
Okay. Girl, you look back and be like, who was
Look at that
I?
face. She smiled the whole show. She said that.
So I was married to my daughter's father, and at first, like, what you guys were talking about, where they can just pretend so well.
Yep.
My dad calls it a representative, by the way.
Yes.
Correct.
And my dad got that from Chris Rock. Shout out to you. He was like, my daughter's father could do no wrong to me. In my eyes, because I had the rose-colored glasses on, so he could do no wrong. But then he did everything wrong, and it was
doing it wrong. You're like,
I mean, for example, this man would not take showers to save his life. Oh my God!
Like the bird bath, man.
She just make me so upset. Like,
What happened to that boy?
just make me so very upset, But I'm just saying, like, but because of that marriage, it did make me, I want to say, the mean girl. It made me the mean girl. It made me the one that was like, okay, I'm going to be the next. And I was single once I divorced him. I was like, the next dude that I date,
Cutting them down.
Not even cut them down. You finna treat me like the queen I am.
Yeah.
You're gonna do all the stuff that my dad told me that you had to do.
That's
for me,
real.
Sir.
Make 'em
you're
earn
gonna
it.
open these doors up. Oh, and you're gonna.
And I'm
tell
waiting.
And I'm waiting. And I'm not gonna get in until you do so.
Right.
And that's what's gonna happen. And then you're gonna do all these other things for me because I am who you're pursuing. And I'm gonna make sure that I leave such a lasting impression on you, sir. That you're gonna tell your family about me. You're gonna tell your son about me. You're gonna tell your daughter about me. You're gonna have me over for dinner with your family.
Talk
and
your
we're
shit.
still not together.
And I feel like certain things like that,
Talk your
like that
it
are
was just
not.
PTSD. And then I ran into Big Daddy. And then he shut all that down.
on.
And Big Daddy shut all that down.
Come on, big dog. Big dog.
Ran into Big Daddy. Big Daddy was like, look here, this was
You
gonna
gonna
happen.
calm down, first of all.
And I feel like when a woman, because I love when a woman does it. So like to walk to a door and stop. Please do that. Please do that. Because I tell people all the time, because I tell women all the time, like, if you touch that door, I'm cutting your hands off. But the thing is, some people don't know it's not nothing wrong with you walking to the door and stopping
Right.
and waiting for me to get there to
Right.
open the door.
Right.
To me, that's not being like over the top. That's like you just waiting for me to do.
So
What
I've
you're supposed to
experienced
do.
that
Correct,
before.
correct. And sometimes, even if you might be talking, you might be on the phone, it's kind of a reminder like, and it's, okay, yeah, I got you. But you should demand those
Request a
things.
certain thing.
Women don't know how much power they have. Men can only do what you allow them to do.
Some women don't know how much
Well,
power
we're talking in general, because a lot of people out here don't know.
Right.
Most women don't know how much power they hold. Men can only do what you allow them to do.
Yep.
Period.
Men can only talk to you the way you allow them to talk to you.
Period.
So, well, I want to comment on that though because I've experienced that before, where a man's like, let me open that door, don't you dare! And at the same time, I've also encountered there are males in my family, bless y'all hearts, who are just so damaged, where it's like, I'm gonna open my door because I don't even want you to think I need or want anything from you. That's my way of just giving you a moment.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that is a real thing as well. So in my mind, I'm catering to you in a certain moment. You know what I'm saying? But it's also if we're not at that level. We're talking about dating or courting or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometimes I don't want you to always have to feel like you're the overseeing mighty powerful. You know what I mean?
We got some listeners on here. One, Jess says, the bad guy is the guy who only references your visual appearance. He doesn't notice anything else.
It's the inner work. Yeah, that's just I can.
Then we had Pam said, the movies is the worst first date of them all.
Facts.
Why y'all let the
Facts.
movies steal?
See, that was 25-year-old.
Yeah, one listener said, you got to stop dating them hood rats. I guess you're talking about what you're
That's
talking
true.
about, Mike.
Yeah, that's true. But the crazy thing is, like, okay, you could notice a hood rat from a mile away. Okay, you could put out a piece of cheese and be like, clearly she's
Not
attractive.
cheese.
But it was like she was putting on such a just how we talking about the nice guy facade. She was putting on the nice girl facade, and I'm thinking, okay,
and then y'all went out. She was hood,
man, as a motherfucker. So it's like,
well, coming from the county. So let's talk about this. Coming from the county, when I first became an adult. You know, when you young in high school, you never really traveled your city like that, right? So we just East End County kids doing East End County stuff, right? And so,
right, I'm weak.
My first time experiencing like a North Side chick, talking about turned on, like the sternness, the improper speech,
not the improper speech. Girl, say them canes and that shrimp like that.
The scrumps and
the bonnet, the padding of the weave,
and
the abundance of weave.
And we know now as adult that like redlining is a real thing, right?
The set it off braids.
Right? And so like you talking about people who never really traveled the world, like so like I remember taking a girl. True story. I took a girl to Taco Bell. And she was so ecstatic. Like we, and you know,
you even had to do much.
Taco Bell ain't never been nothing sweet, like ever. I don't care where you from.
No, hell no.
If you've never really been out in somebody's car, like out on a date to go somewhere, it's a whole lot. So like the good guys, we're usually attracted to this situation, the hood rats, because we can do normal stuff for us,
right?
And for them, it could be phenomenal. Like, so taking a hood rat to Virginia Beach is like taking them to Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like...
Why she had to be a hood rat?
I'm being real. And they be on Instagram and everything like, girl, we out here at the beach. The water black as hell. You know what I'm saying?
She calling her friend. Bitch, he bought me a Nacho Bel Grande. I love
tropical life. Hashtag tropical life. Virginia Beach ain't no palm trees out there.
Ain't nothing at Virginia Beach but river water. I swear it's river water.
Saved in the phone is Taco Bay.
But you know what though? I think that you make a good point because I don't necessarily think that it's good guy, bad guy. I think it's introvert, extrovert is what it is.
Okay.
Because I'm an introvert. You're never gonna see me without Big Daddy. You're never gonna see that. Not ever. I need him to come places with me because I have anxiety and he is my safety blanket. So that's why I need him to come places with me.
That's real.
And he's an extrovert. He can talk your head off about anything. But so I think it's just an introvert extrovert thing. If you're an introvert, you're naturally gonna fall or go for an extrovert.
The opposite.
If you're an extrovert, you're naturally gonna go for an introvert.
We talked about that too. That's true though.
But there's also the chameleon.
Ooh,
so that goes back to your masturbation.
Yeah, sniper, marine sniper.
They just adjusting to everything.
I know. What y'all was talking about earlier, that's called narcissistic personality disorder. I wanted to let y'all know that. That's what that's called. When somebody can just sit there and have, what did you call marine sniper patience? Yeah, that's called narcissistic personality disorder.
Come on, Dr. Lex.
You to attack them so they can be the victim.
I'm just letting you know that.
Remember we was talking about that a couple weeks ago. You was talking about Shane was talking about it. I know a lot of people, and I'm out here doing what I do.
Yep.
And you know everybody too. It's like, hold on, goddamn it. Like sometimes it could be like.
People don't like that.
Yeah, people don't. It's an awkward situation. You on the first date, right? You on the first date. I'm talking like, hey, what's up, Lex, girl? You looking good. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, what's up, Jessica? Hey, Jessica.
Well, it is so hard.
Hey, Tiffany, what's up, girl? Hey, what's up, Tiff?
It is hard.
But on the flip side, you're doing the same shit. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
If you hug one more man in this joint, it's gonna be because in the back of our mind, every man you hug, you did what with?
Yep.
Yeah. It's hard to date as a personality, period, though. Like, I just know a lot of people.
Yeah, I got that issue. We can't go nowhere.
No.
Ain't you the line dance guy? Are you the
Mike J, what's up, boy? Tell me a joke, nigga. I'm on a date.
No, tell me a joke.
Tell me a joke, bro.
This is my personal life right now.
Yeah, see, I don't have that issue, but Big Daddy has that issue. So everywhere we can go, it's like, oh, hey, oh my God, hey, how are you?
So it's cool because it's one-sided, right?
Exactly. And I just go and mind my business.
You just be sitting there, hey.
Not even sit there. I might go find me something to do.
You an introvert.
I'm an introvert.
You gonna get back in her shell like, all right.
Exactly. Exactly.
But like you also just kind of know how to find your own lane. Like some people will sit there and stare at you the whole time you're talking to. Like
right. No, that's weird. No, but he know a lot of people from basketball. Like he played high school basketball, college basketball, semi-pro basketball. So he know everybody in this city, and I know no one, and I like it like that.
Good boy, I love it.
But even on the PTSD aspect, and before we close this out, it's like the relationship I'm in now. She had a guy that was not used to opening the doors. She actually was in a relationship where she had to do everything herself. And so it was an adjustment to me because I'm like, man, like you would think, most women, and this is me being naive, most women would think, okay, a man is supposed to open the door. Mm-hmm. A man is supposed to, walk in first or sleep near the door, whatever the case may be, to make sure the area is safe or whatever, stuff like that. So it took an adjustment, but when she broke it down and said, well, I'm so used to doing everything by myself, even when I had someone, it was still just me. Then I'm like, okay, you know what? I can't be too mad. Like, we have to work on this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that PTS thing is really
real. Like
it's so real.
If it hits you a way that you feel like you need to, when you go home, you evaluate yourself, it's real. Because I think we all can say we've been in a situation where you go home and question yourself, whether it was what you had on, what you said during a certain conversation,
right.
How somebody responded to what you said. You like, because you might not admit it on a date, but when you go home, you be like,
you're just thinking about it.
Did I come off wrong? Or was I really looking that bad? Or you overanalyze stuff, right? We do that, and it could be detrimental. It can really be like change you in a negative way. Like you might not. I know guys that
I feel like once you get into a relationship, that I think at a certain point you start to trust one another, or you start to have faith that you will start to trust one another. Mm-hmm. And I think that comes with time, especially
time.
Yeah,
we in the microwave age. You ain't got time.
Shoot,
a girl be on to the next one if you ain't. But if that meme going around, if I don't got crush on you by the second date, you ain't it. Like it's a real thing.
This is a real thing.
We in the microwave age now. Like women give you a short little leash and a little bit of time.
You are categorizing terribly. Like
you can't take everything personal. I'm not talking about the career cheerleader.
Personal, and I know you're not talking about me, but I literally talk to groups of girlfriends that don't have that perspective, right. And I need you to understand that there are
where they at
more.
Then?
Well, join me then. I'm just saying.
Where they at then?
We are in a microwave generation, but it may go back to what you're looking for.
People ask you on Instagram before they even meet you. That's what I'm saying. Like you don't really get that much time to really engage with people.
It depends on how you engage. How do you engage?
I'm not talking about me in general. I'm talking about our community in general. Like you see it all the time. People in conversation with your friends or your peers, people just make a decision based on somebody they never met off a couple of messages. And you can't really get tone. Like I'm very sarcastic. I joke a lot. So if you never met me, you would read everything totally different than how I'm really saying it. Right. So like until you get in front of somebody and actually like experience them, social media really gonna water you down. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're doing videos, right. But you would never really know my personality by reading a DM or a message. Yeah. So I feel like that's the part I'm talking about. Like by being a microwave, you can discredit somebody before you even get to meet them because of social media. Yeah. Like back in the day, we actually had to go out and then have that same conversation that we would have now in the DM.
Yeah, I hear you.
We would have that on the first date. So now you're going out with somebody that you actually already kind of dated for real, right? Be a DM or messenger. So it's like you're taking away an element that I think that we need that will make dating better.
Yeah,
true. And I guess my point is, it's just really perspective. So I mean, you need to find someone who's in alignment at the end of the day. There's a lot of people who don't even do that dating online.
I feel like, hey, look, everybody, look, check this out. The next person you DM, don't don't tell them nothing personal. DM they ass a goddamn address. Meet me at this restaurant for lunch. And we can talk about everything else when we get there. Because I don't want them to take
it. May work. But you gotta try things different. I mean, I'm just saying.
Do you guys know we live in the day and age of sex trafficking and kidnapping and things like that?
That's why I said a restaurant.
Let's not
do public restaurant in the daytime.
Okay.
You know, I prefer my first dates. I prefer my first dates in the daytime anyway. Lunchtime or breakfast because it eliminates all that extra. Assumptions, that uncomfortable walk to the car, after the date over with, what you doing after this, it eliminate all of that, kind of, we can just have a date and then go home.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Well, for those who are listening and watching, let us know how you feel, okay? What is your definition of the too nice guy to date, okay? Like, share, and subscribe to us, youtube.com/BlackTopTV World.